reached to a point where there was just no way back. My body was just saying no. So, huge things are happening right now. And I just want to share it with you. Right now, we are selling all our things and we're traveling to Nepal. It has just been a huge process. It's really huge for us and for me especially. So this was not something that happened overnight, not at all. It all started 10 months ago where I quit my job. I was working as an architect and I had great colleagues and the whole environment was so creative and inspiring to be in. But I was so stressed. I was so stressed and anxious, and I have been dealing with that feeling of stress and anxiety for so many years, like so many years. It feels like I have just been hurrying all my life pretty much. I never took a year off after high school or in between or anything. I only went traveling when it had something to do with my study in architecture. I just went straight from high school to School of Architecture to work. Like I just went straight to everything, like never taking a break. And I think I had just been running pretty much all my life, and all of a sudden I didn't know for what, because my mental and physical health was just doing so bad. But all of a sudden I reached to a point where there was just no way back. Like my body was just saying no. And yeah, so I quit pretty much without any plan at all. The only thing I knew was that I really didn't want to go on dagpenge. It's a social unemployment system here in Denmark, and even though it's great that we have it, that can just make you even more stressed. So I just knew that I just wanted to avoid that. I just remember I was sitting here in our apartment and I was looking around, and all of a sudden I said to Mammy, but I have so many resources right here. I have so many resources that I can make something from or sell or anything, so we can just totally cut down on our budget and maybe it's okay. So I was thinking, okay, for a few months I can live out of my savings, and then I can try to sell my furniture. Because one day we moved our big dining table, which was very beautiful, but as soon as we moved it to the side, and then this whole space became clear and I could just see the floor again, and we just put pillows, and that was how it looked when I moved in here. Like I had no furniture at all, and I just had pillows on the floor, and that was so awesome. But I had a feeling that, oh no, I should be having a dining table and good chairs, and like this is how it should look. Like so many thoughts about how everything should be. And then all of a sudden, when we put away our furniture, I could just see, this is so gorgeous. Like this is such an awesome feeling to just be able to lie on the floor and be so free to move and like just enjoy this beautiful space. So I was like, okay, then that's what I will start with. So I started selling my furniture, and then I moved over to my books because I had so many books. Like I had this beautiful collection of both architecture books and old novels, and I was really clinging onto them, like really. So when our furniture sort of got out of the way, I could suddenly see all of these books in these bookcases, and I just started sorting them. The first time I did this, I took away maybe 1/4 or maybe 1/5 of all my books, and then I was just like, okay, these are either some things that I have never read and I will never read, Or maybe it was like, yeah, I read that once, but I know that I'm not going to read it again. So it was like books that I could just feel it had no sentimental value for me. I put them in a basket, and then I just put a note, take a book with you on the way, and then I put it in the street. And then during the day I was just looking at the basket and just seeing, oh, so many books were already taken, and then I put some more and some more and some more. And then next time I looked at my books, all of a sudden I could see the next layer in my collection. So that I just kept on peeling layers off, so to speak. And to me, to do this in my own pace, like I think I have done it over 6 times maybe, that I had taken small parts of the collection, and then whenever I felt like now it's time. Yeah, so in that way it has been a very great process, because I haven't done it all at once. It was just whenever it felt natural. At one point I heard a Danish podcast where they were talking about cleaning up and cleaning out. So in this podcast they gave 3 different categories to divide your things into. Does this have a sentimental value? Does it mean something to you? Is it just filling? Or is it a weight on your shoulders? Or does it give you like a heavy feeling? I use this to sort of navigate in my things. So whenever I saw something that gave me a heavy feeling, then I was like, okay, why? For example, the big, huge, beautiful architecture books. That was so heavy in itself, like physically heavy. But also I had attached my own expectations of myself to that book. I had fixated my identity based on these material things. I wanted to be the architect who had this book in the shelf. And that just gave me a very heavy feeling. So right then I decided that I only want to own stuff because I like it. Not because I like the image of me with that object. And it was the same when I was going through my clothes. That was about the same time. And I only kept a third, and the rest I either gave away or I sold some of it. I just discovered that I only want to wear things that I find comfortable. Because I also realized how much of my life I had spent in uncomfortable clothes. So if it was too tight, or if the material was uncomfortable on my skin, or if it was a color that I would never wear but I would love to be the person that wears that color, or anything that I was doing to please someone else. But again, like the books, all of it came down to, do you like it? Do you like wearing it? Is it comfortable? So this whole process has been really healing for me in so many ways. For each thing I gave away, I could also feel how lighter I became. So I never planned for this to happen. It's just a process that has been happening very naturally. I could talk for hours about this. So please, if you would want a separate video about this whole process, then feel free to add a comment below. And if you have other questions, just feel free to ask. Until we go traveling, I still have so much to do with the apartment, like the other room and the kitchen. And also I have so many projects that I want to make before we go, and I want to share that with you as well. So that's it.